and absence. Flattened with the scent of openness, I feel my eyes approaching, blank rivers of gray-tan neutrality, lactic acid collecting inside precipitous potentiality. Why do empty fields make me run? Hi, I'm Kristen Racaniello. I'm a generally Brooklyn-based artist. I am a writer, a poet. I also make visual artwork that generally resides in the realm of painting and sculpture, although I sort of like to live in a space between those two places. So I like to make things and paint on them. I like to paint things and make them grow. When I was a kid, my mom always told me I was not allowed to read Shel Silverstein. He has those books like A Light in the Attic and Falling Up and a couple of other ones, and they have these sort of like illustrations of his poetry along with it, which is also something that's influenced me later on in my life. But she was sort of afraid of the way that the illustrations and the poetry, I think, when I've thought about it now that I've been older, the way that they sort of fragment the body. And so I would like sneak them out of the library when I was like in 4th grade, and I would like take them and read them, and I thought they were so fascinating, and the illustrations of them. But I guess I got into poetry because I was really bad at reading when I was a kid, and I really taught myself to read all of a sudden when I was in 3rd grade. And the first person who ever told me I was a good writer and that I was creative was my teacher in 5th grade. And she read this, and I had written short stories like my entire childhood. They were kind of a combination of like written and drawn narratives. And she read this story that I had written that I like normally wouldn't show to anyone, and she was like, "This is really good, you should do this for your life." Something that I've been sort of grappling with is that discrepancy between history and narrative, and sort of how we construct the world that we live in and our like view of the world that we live in. So in general, I feel like these pieces that are behind me, I started thinking about how we construct a sense of identity through like markers. So like I'm in my head, it's sort of this term like sticker culture. Like when I was younger, I had stickers all over the front of my laptop, and I was like, all of those stickers had like really significant meanings to me, but they also had meanings to the people who were looking at them, and it like told them a really certain thing about like who I was to look at each one of those stickers, and it was like compiling my sense of self onto this object. And that's what I'm thinking about in these t-shirt pieces, is like, you know, I had a friend who was really into metal when I was a kid, but he always wore like polo shirts over his little metal shirt. And it was sort of about like hiding this thing about himself. So I was thinking about like who you show your concept of who you are to, and who you show a different concept of who you are to, and how you do that through these sort of like accepted motifs.